Welcome back for day 21. Today's intention is focused on centering. And I think this is something that is a little bit of a struggle for people. I usually say the hardest part of yoga is first showing up and making yourself sit down and do it. Because even I struggle with that on a regular basis. So carving out that time to make yourself sit down and practice is the hardest part. And after that, I think centering yourself is the next hardest part, more than the movement. It's really hard sometimes to stop thinking and to sort of check into the body and let go of the stuff that we bring with us. So that's what we're really going to focus on tonight is some calmer postures, some deeper stretches, and a little bit of a quieter practice to allow you the time to really try to center and refocus and set yourself up for a better day tomorrow. So I will see you on the mat. So welcome back for day 21. And today we're going to focus on finding your center, really allowing yourself to settle in and really checking out of the thinking mind today. So we'll start on our backs. If you have a blanket nearby, I encourage you to try maybe putting that underneath your knees. Just give yourself a little support under the knees. And then come all the way back onto your back. And I wanted to start lying down today so that we can really take the time to let ourselves get very heavy onto the mat. And then really start to lengthen, deepen your inhale. Maybe have your hands over your abdomen so you can feel everything expand with the inhale. Letting the shoulders get heavy, legs are heavy. Everything is just sort of sinking down. You're letting the ground support you. The idea tonight is to find some grounding, to feel supported, to be able to center yourself. So whatever stuff you're showing up with, see if you can let go of that. In Reiki, there's a way to phrase this: just for now, just for today, even. Just for today. See if you can just let go of this stuff. It's not going to change anything, it's not going to fix it, but it will help you have a better perspective when you leave the practice than you did when you came. And if you find that you're holding on to tension anywhere, this is the time to really try to let go of it. So tune into the places where you know you hold on to tension in your body. So maybe you're prone to clenching your jaw. Maybe even right now, maybe your shoulders are creeping up by your ears. So can you bring them down and back? Can you let everything just get nice and heavy? And we'll start to invite some movement in just in the feet for right now. We're really going to take it kind of slow in this practice. Just kind of feel it out. So start to wiggle the toes, rotate the ankles, make some circles, really kind of get into the places that we don't. And we're on our feet all day. You might get some little cracks and pops. That's fine. Just air. And then maybe try pointing the toes back toward your head. So really kind of hyper flexing. And then go the opposite way. So point them down as if you were standing on your top of your big toe. Do that a few more times. Keeping with those really big, deep inhales and exhales. And there are tools that can be helpful in these kinds of centering practices. Maybe you repeat a mantra to yourself tonight. So maybe there's something that you feel you want to solidify. Maybe, you're really working on something. And so repeat the mantra to yourself. We can really manifest the things that we choose to. And if you don't know what I mean, like maybe you've really been working on patience. And so maybe you repeat to yourself during the practice and not necessarily out loud, but in your head, I am patient. And it's very personal. It's whatever it is that is something that you're working on. And really try to focus your practice on that. It helps to ground and center you. When you're ready, we're going to bring that right knee up toward the shoulder and in, leaving that left leg where it is. And then you're just going to come right into a spinal twist here. So you're going to let that that right knee come down toward the left. And you can take that right arm out to the side. Gaze can go to the right. Or you can keep your gaze up straight if it doesn't feel okay in your body to twist your neck. Now, the challenge for you here is to let the pose do its thing. So can you stop holding it? We all get here and we kind of just freeze and hold it. So see if you can just get heavy now. Just really let everything get heavy. And every time you exhale, can you let that right knee come down toward the floor a little bit more? And if your mind starts to wander, come back to that intention of centering, or come back to that mantra of whatever it is that you're working on right now. Or maybe just come back to the breath or the sensation that you feel. Try to tune into those things and not all the other stuff. Really keep with the big deep inhales and exhales. So don't lose that here. And then notice the difference. And that's another way to sort of help center yourself is feel the sensation in your body. As you're inhaling in this twist, it feels different than those really big deep inhales that we take lying flat. Two more big breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're bringing that right knee back up to center and we're taking it into our knee circles. So just make sure you're not crooked. And if you are, straighten yourself out. And we're just going to start to take some circles. So you can hold on to the knee with the right hand and just start with small circles. Right foot is flexed, left leg is extended, left foot is flexed. And put your hand on your left. It's not creeping up while you're rotating on the right side now, because it starts to kind of want to come up. So just keep it down. Sync it up with the breath. So inhale, bring your knee in, exhale out. And this can be another way to help try to refocus and center, because you can start to make it a rhythmic pattern. So you're breathing in, bringing the knee in, breathing out, bringing that knee out. And you can start to sort of focus on that out of the other. the other busyness. Maybe reverse. All right. And then we're bringing that right leg all the way back down. We're switching sides. So now left knee comes up toward the shoulder, and left knee with the right hand and come right into your supine twist. And that left arm can go out to the left. And again, gaze can go to the left if it feels okay for you. If it doesn't, keep that head straight. And when you find your spot where you can start to settle in, get heavy now. So wherever you're holding this, let that go. Go back to those really big, oh my, big, deep. I was making up a word there. See, I'm starting to get in the zone. This is what happens. Big, deep inhales and exhales. So again, you can try to tune in with that feeling, that sensation of how does it feel? How is it different than when you were lying flat or when you take these big, deep breaths in child's pose versus the twist? It feels different. The expansion, the muscles, it feels different where you're breathing in and where you're feeling that stretch. So try to tune into the physical aspect, and it helps you to get out of your head a little bit. And every time you exhale, can that left knee come down toward the floor a little bit more, or maybe your gaze goes towards the left if it hasn't started to do that. Maybe you try that. It's little bits at a time. And every time you do it, you'll find you get just that much more space. And again, none of this is like crazy dramatic movements. These are, if you're looking at it from a viewer perspective and not participating, it looks like we're not doing much, right? But it is. That's what's so crazy about it. One more big inhale, one more big exhale here. Come all the way back up to center, and we're taking the knee circles now on the left. So again, nice and slow, making circles with your knee. Left foot is flexed, right foot is flexed, and you can have your hand here sort of up on the right hip. Helps to keep that hip down so that it's not trying to come up with this rotation. I like to imagine almost like I'm like greasing. Try to sync it up with your breath. Maybe reverse now. And then we're bringing both knees in. Sorry. Both knees in. Kick the feet up toward the ceiling, coming into happy baby, and take it where it feels good for you. So maybe behind the shins, grab the bottoms of the feet. You can take a yoga toe lock over the big toe. You probably feel like you're getting to be a pro at Happy Baby because I've worked it into quite a few of these videos. But it's also just a really uber beneficial posture for so many different areas of the body. Try to center yourself. And it's hard to do that, I think, in Happy Baby in a yoga studio because people get really self conscious. This is a really vulnerable position to be in front of people. But that's one of the benefits of doing this at home is you can be by yourself in your living room in your Happy Baby and really start to, zen out a little. So maybe you rock back and forth on the lower tailbone. If you have your hands up by your feet, then take that opportunity to maybe you stretch your toes a little, maybe massage the soles of your feet. But just pay attention to the areas that we really don't get to during the day. And try to really focus on the physical aspect, the feeling that you have, the sensations in your body, your physical breath. And it really will help to refocus, retrain your brain. Very centering, very grounding. And we're staying in these a little longer today, but that is the purpose of this practice is to allow yourself to really settle in. And as you're exhaling, maybe those knees come down to the floor just a little bit more. Yoga doesn't have to be crazy, complicated, flipping around, uber flexible. It's not any of that. I mean, yeah, there's aspects of that, but that's not what it's about. You can take some really simple postures and really make them work for you. Bring the knees in now. We're going to rock and roll a couple times on the spine. And then move that blanket out of the way. Coming onto hands and knees. Tabletop position. And take that time, as I say every single time we do this, to just check in with your alignment and your posture. Make yourself that nice wide foundation so fingers are spread apart. Knees under shoulder. Oh my goodness. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. What would it be if I didn't make you laugh? I could edit this out, but I'm not going to. So you're welcome. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're coming into cat and cow here. Drop the belly, chin comes up, tailbone comes up. And I want you to try to exaggerate this. So really deep inhales and exhales and really exaggerate the movement. Exhale, round it out. Take it with your own breath. I am going to stop talking and allow you that time to center. All right, come back and find that stillness. We're going to bring the big toes together. Knees are coming out. So almost as if you were going to come back into your extended child's pose, but we're not doing that yet. You're going to reach that right arm all the way up toward the ceiling. So reach, reach, reach as if you're going to grab something off the ceiling. Maybe rotate the wrist here, open and close the hand. And then exhale, you're threading the needle. Right arm comes underneath that left shoulder. And you're letting that weight come down onto that right shoulder. And you're melting the heart down as best you can. And for tonight, see how it feels to just extend that left arm all the way out. And breathe here. And again, this is one of those places where our bodies instinctively want to hold stuff. So see if you can just let everything get heavy. Two more really big deep inhales and exhales here. All right, to come out, we're going to push up onto that left palm and then reach that right arm all the way back up toward the ceiling. So you're getting a little counter stretch here. And then come back down to your tabletop position, hands and knees. And setting up to do the same thing, other side. So now that left arm is going to come all the way up toward the ceiling. And then maybe rotate the wrist, open and close the hand, and exhale all the way down. Thread the needle underneath that right arm, and you're coming down onto that left shoulder now. And try to use this time to let go of the stuff. Try to get heavy. Try to tune in with the sensation. So two more really big deep inhales and exhales, and make them the biggest, deepest that you've taken all day long. And then to come out, you're going to push onto that right palm. And then left hand comes all the way up. You're reaching as if you're going to grab something off the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. And then that hand comes back down. And now you're going to sink back into your extended child's pose. And again, settle in. See if you can center here. And this is a super grounding pose, letting that forehead, that third eye rest on the yoga mat. Reach toward the top of the mat. Really reach and stretch in the underarm area. Maybe roll back and forth on your forehead. Maybe take the hands in a little namaste behind the back of the neck and walk the elbows a little bit more toward the front of the yoga mat, just deepening that stretch in the underarms. Really sink the tailbone down toward your feet. It wants to sort of creep up as you do this. So really let it get heavy down toward your feet. And come back to those really big deep inhales and exhales. Let go of the stuff. Come back to this moment, here, now. That's really what it's all about. It's not about crazy acrobatic flexibility. It's about learning how to be present in this moment. So we're going to drag the fingertips all the way up into your easy seat. So kind of readjust and settle here. I just want to get into the neck a little bit before we end today. So maybe in your easy seat, you try reversing your cross. See how that feels? Adjust everything so that you feel like you're sitting up nice and tall. Knees are heavy down toward the mat. Shoulders come down and back. And we're going to start with just some seated cat-cows here. So you're going to round the back out as if you're taking your cat and roll forward as you exhale. And then on the inhale, you're going to roll the shoulders back. Chin comes up. And you're taking almost like a little mini back bend here. So do this in your own time, a few times. And then come back to stillness, keeping the shoulders down and back, so not losing that alignment, not losing that posture. You're letting the right ear come down toward the right shoulder. So getting that nice deep stretch on the left, and we can add in the arm here. So making that little stop sign sensation or gesture to increase the sensation. And play with it. So you're extending that left arm out and you're making that little stop sign gesture, and then you're going to play with it, move it up, back, kind of move it around until you feel this really deep, intense stretch under the arm going all the way up the neck. You can actually feel it all the way up to your jawline. And then let everything come back up to center. We're taking it to the other side. So kind of take the time to readjust, bring the shoulders down and back, left ear, left shoulder. Start there, get that stretch in the neck. And then once you find that you're there, we're going to reach that right arm out now, making that stop sign gesture. And then play with it up and back until you find that sweet spot. And then come back up to center. And we're going to reach that right arm all the way up. Now elbow is coming up to where the top of the head is, and you're letting that right palm come down between the shoulder blades, taking that right elbow with the left hand, and get that side body stretch now. Not losing your alignment, not losing your posture here. Breathe. And then come back to center. Let the arms come down. Take a couple rolls here in the shoulders. Same thing, other side. So reaching that left arm up now so the elbow is in line with the top of your head, and then that left hand comes down to touch the tops or in between the tops of your shoulder blades. And then you're going to grab that left elbow with your right hand now and guide it over toward the right side body stretch on the left. Not your alignment. Keeping everything where it is, keeping the knees heavy toward the yoga mat. Keeping that spine straight. Breathe into those spaces. You're going to feel that all down the left side. Back to center. Fingertips are now going to interlace behind your back. So we're going to come forward into a seated forward fold and let the wrists and hands come up behind you as far as they'll go. And breathe here. And then use your core. Inhale, come all the way back up. We'll bring the thumbs to the heart center. Hopefully you're feeling like you were able to really kind of get into some of those poses and get out of the thinking mind a little. Sometimes it really takes, I think, slowing it down and not moving through the flow so quickly to really kind of get out of the stuff and the busy. So sometimes it's helpful to do that. So we are more than 3 weeks in if you are following along in the videos. We'll see you tomorrow. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.